Peace. It is unapologetically QI entering the building again. And you see my title, Chuck Schumer must go. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. To all of these people out here who don't want to live in Jim Crow 2.0, in which we're headed back into due to misogynistic, hyper religious black people who voted against their best interest and voted for Trump and the Republican Party, knowing that Project 2025 was on the board, right? The more that we tried to tell them to go against Project 2025 and that it was Jim Crow, they wanted to, go along with the rhetoric and a lot of the falsehoods and the lies that Trump, the Republicans, and Doge were spiraling or spinning around the YouTube streets. And also the news companies that have been bought out and a lot of different things. The Russian bots who were saturating our social media spaces and a lot of different things. It's like instead of us doing the research to, determine whether what they were saying was true or false, a lot of people went with it because it sounded good. All right. But neither here or there. I'm going to get more in depth into those things in some of my upcoming live streams. And I've talked about a little bit in the past live streams. But here's the thing. It's like when you have a traitor. See, I'm a history. I've always looked at history, and they say history, if you're lack of knowledge is where people perish, and history can repeat itself. So if you don't know history, it's doomed to repeat itself. And that's exactly what has been done here. A lot of people are not abreast of history and how, like, we not only have, we have traitors of all races, traitors of all kinds, right? Now, let me just be clear. When it comes down to this Project 2025, it is not just for black people. It's not just for black people. It's for black people, black women, LGBTQIA community, white women, and poor people, along with middle class. So if any one of those categories suits you, then Project 2025 is going to put you into a Jim Crow effect. All right. Now, for, a lot of them, just depending on like their smarts or whatever, they might have a little out or way up. But for the most part, 99.9% of America is going to be affected by Trump's decisions, Doge decisions, because it's not for any of us. It doesn't matter what race, and it doesn't really effectively matter what gender. It just affects the female gender more. It would affect the minority race more, the minority races more. And that just doesn't include black people when you say minority as well. We're talking about Latinos. We're talking about black, brown. At this point, we're talking about anybody who's not of that 1% race. Okay, so we had a traitor that made a bad decision. Okay, a decision. Now, let me just go back to history. During Trump's first term, we faced 2 to 3 government shutdowns, and a lot of people still today don't even know it because it had no major effects, right? It affected some things, prices went up or whatever, but it had no major effects, like, to the point of people suffering immensely. Okay, so Chuck Schumer, in a time when best needed, went around and convinced, I think it was 5 or 6 other Democrats to vote into office, passing Trump's executive orders and bills. So they sat there and bowed down. Chuck Schumer sat there and bowed down. And this is now why, people are fearing the Social Security cuts. People are fearing the Medicaid, Medicare, and the veteran benefit cuts, because a lot of veterans don't even realize that those are government benefits. If you're no longer actively serving, in which I'm going to do a live stream about Trump's white only military. Trump said he wanted a white only military. So he's not even trying to give any military, any new black people or any other minority races the opportunity to go into the military. He wants a white only military. And even if you're active at this time, due to the fact that he got rid of or is getting rid of the DEIA and the DEI, that means they no longer have to have a quota or a percentage of people that they induct into the military, which means that they can discriminate on you based on your gender, based on your race, based on whatever. They are already telling trans people that they have a certain amount of time to get out, pretty much. They're already pushing transgender out, okay? And people were so upset about what bathroom the transgender was going to use and all of this different things, not knowing that we're about to face a whites only restroom. We're about to face whites only restrooms, whites only water fountains, in which we don't use. But I mean, you don't know about it until you experience it. But whites only. What do you have to say about that? But anyways, we had a chance to stop the Democrats. Even though we may have faced a government shutdown, or what Trump was threatening, I would have rather faced the government shutdown other than to be able to pass laws into Congress, to be able to pass the laws. Because once the laws are passed, it's the law. And it's hard to come back from the laws being passed. It's easy to bounce back from a government takedown. But let me read to this. And I'm urging, I've called my congressmen, and I urge y'all to call y'all a Senate and Congress and tell them y'all won't, especially if you're a Democrat, y'all won't Chuck Schumer out. And if you're Republican, y'all need to call y'all Congress people and tell them they need to stand. It needs to be a united front with Republicans and Democrats for their constituents, for the people who hired them, the people who voted them into office. Because here's one thing, y'all didn't catch in Trump's campaign speech. He was saying that this may be the last time that we get to vote. He's trying to take voting away from America. Can he do it? Yes, he can, with the simple signature. Then turn around and get rid of any judge or anything that votes him down or goes against him. It's a bullying effect. America is being bullied right now by Trump and Doge. And look at y'all laugh and remember all these black people that voted for Trump, because when they hungry, when their guts are turned inside out, when they homeless and they need some help, I guess we should turn our backs on them just like they turned their backs on us and themselves. But at any rate, let me read this little article right quick. It's like, it's never been more clear that the Democratic Party, both activists and rank and file wings alike, is spoiling for a fight. The broad festivousness within the party exploded last week after Chuck Schumer helped Republicans pass a nakedly partisan spending plan over the objection of the majority of his fellow Democratic senators. The moment is giving prominent Democrats their best chance yet to provide their own vision for dragging their party out of its current state of almost total irrelevance. So it's like Democrats are standing up. Democrats, we got Jasmine Crockett out here. Salute to that sister. She is the epitome of our ancestor, Shirley Chisholm. We got Maxine Waters out here. Salute to that sister. We got Al Green out here. Salute. Now, Hakeem Jeffries, I need you to stand up. But salute to you, brother. That's the New York congressman. I need you to stand up because he also is a leader of the Democratic Party. I need you to stand up. And we, unfortunately, Democrats, we have always, tried to use when they go high, when they go low, we go high. In this stance, we got to match that energy. We got to start coming forward too, because they're bullying. So that means we got to shut them down. We got to use that same energy, that same force, and that same fire, because they're bullying America at this point. And we do not, once it's done, it's done. That means no more voting. That means all of us black people gonna be back as house slaves, if that, because y'all gotta keep in mind that Elon Musk is out here building robots. So they no longer will need you to do this or that. They got robots for that. So you will be picking cotton again. Okay? If they decide to let you continue to exist. But let me move along. The dynamic seems like it is coasting towards a satisfying release of pent-up pressure. It also may matter for not. The latest polls confirm this is a crisis moment for Democrats. Yes, because of Chuck Schumer's action, the Democrats got a low poll rating. They got a low poll rating because Chuck is the leader, and then up under him comes Hakeem Jeffries and such and such and so on, right? So for him to sell out and bend over, and they said that this is not his first time. I'm urging Democrats to vote him out, put him out. And I'm urging us as constituents, us as voters, because we're in a democracy right now where it's for the people, by the people. So we need to stand up. Everybody needs to stand up, Republican, whatever. And voting Democrat or voting for Democrats in this particular situation, or going along with Democrats in this particular situation, does not make you Republican. It's not like you have to switch parties. It's like you're voting or going along for your survival and for your best interest. But because you can clearly see that right now, Republicans are for the 1%. And their slaves are the people who they're getting to bow down up under them other Republicans that are not rich. So this message is, y'all need to start calling y'all need to ring the phones off the hook. Your Congress, your Senate, your local politicians' numbers are public. Look them up and call them and tell them, we need him out. We need this done. We need y'all to fight harder for us, because this is based on survival. Do y'all not understand hunger? Do y'all not understand homelessness? I'm going to talk about DEA. I got a live stream coming up with DEA and DEI and what that means about if your landlord is white and prejudiced or racist, what that means for you if you have a landlord. What that means about you can't go into public places. If you're not white, you can't go into public places. So no more Taco Bell, no more mall, no more all of the luxuries that you've been accustomed to enjoying, because at the discretion of that corporation or that business, they can say they don't want your business. And guess what? It's going to be against the law. It is what it is. You can get arrested for trying to force yourself into that business. Y'all don't remember the Civil Rights Act? Y'all don't remember why they were fighting, right? And a lot of y'all say, okay, well, segregation is the way to go. No, we should have been owned our own corporations. That's what it is. We should have, instead of fighting each other, instead of black men pointing the finger at black women and fighting black women, we should have been owning our own corporations. We should own a piece of America instead of being consumers. Because black people have laid to rest being consumers. I'm bougie. I buy this name brand. I'm bougie. Well, we're going to see how bougie you are when you get humble under Jim Crow and the segregations. Okay. Because a lot of y'all bougie people rent. Y'all like going to Starbucks and different places buying y'all expensive coffee. Y'all like wear these name brand clothes. And y'all like to fly on airlines. Back then they had to drive. They had to get buses and drive. Back then they couldn't stay in any hotel. Because a lot of y'all don't remember there was hotels that were white only. Come on now. Come on now. Y'all need to go visit. Y'all need to listen to all of Martin Luther King's speech. That's why they say, am I pro-black? No, I'm black progressive. That means I'm more like Martin Luther King than militant Malcolm X. Because Malcolm X did change towards his latter years and was getting ready to join forces with Martin Luther King. And a lot of y'all don't even know that. But that militant will get you nothing but unalived. We don't have what they have. We haven't properly prepared. All these years, it was more talk than it was action. So we're not prepared. Only thing that's going to happen is a wipeout. Okay? A wipeout. So, like I'm saying, I need for y'all to start calling y'all Congress people. This is more important than somebody striking somebody's channel. This is more important than, you got people out here, they like gung-ho for these YouTubers. People worshiping. YouTuber worshiping. Instead of looking at their survival. A lot of them are in so much, they're going to be on here crying. They're going to be on here begging people who don't have it to spare because they didn't take action. Because we should have been talking about this. We should have been rallying. We should have been telling people to vote against Project 2025, which meant voting against Trump. We should have been doing all of that during the elections and especially now. But still, they're letting people Dodge and MAGA who have infiltrated the B sector and these black sectors, the Russian bots and these people who have infiltrated. They are like, because when we see pictures of these people, we see that a lot of them are not all black or not black. And then the ones that are black are sellouts, Uncle Toms and Coons. But then they want to pinpoint and point the finger at somebody else instead of looking at themselves. They're the ones that hate themselves. And they want to silence somebody like me. I realized that we need an ally. The women's suffrage movement, I was all for that because other than that, black women wouldn't have any rights. No woman would have no rights. It took a collaboration of women to stand together. It's going to take a collaboration of women to defend our rights now. So instead of y'all who don't have no answers, no solutions, and the last ones to stand, y'all keep coming up with excuses why not to stand. Why not to stand with the other races of people? Y'all are not doing nothing. They've carried us. The only time that we did something and we were big effect was civil rights movement. And then y'all out here bad mouthing Martin Luther King for that. And want to push Malcolm X who did nothing but talk. And I don't have no disrespect for that brother. But he was a good speaker. He was good at speaking. But in terms of making stuff or putting stuff into action, the brother didn't do that. He didn't do that. Martin Luther King did. The Martin Luther King Civil Rights Act is the DEI. Is the DEI A, which means access. That A stands for access. Diversity, equity, inclusion, and access, which means grants. Like if you're a business owner, they no longer have to give you grants. Y'all don't understand the severity of what's going on while y'all on here with this BS with who, like, because y'all in a minute YouTube can kick all you black people off of here. Then what you gonna do when YouTube kicks your black selves off of YouTube? What are you gonna do then? Are y'all still gonna be arguing about who struck who? Excuse me. Who gets top numbers? And all of that. And this is an opportunity at a time when we still have access to the internet still have access to YouTube, still have access to social media to try to spread a message and to rally up people to stand for our survival. Like I said, call y'all local congressmen. We should have live stream after live stream telling people if you're in this congressional area, this is your congressperson. If you're in this congressional area, this is your congress people. Call them, apply pressure before it's too late. And once again, this is unapologetically QI. I'm going to do some live streams a little later. Full force. Like every time I do these, notice how they come up with distractions. Notice how they run false narratives. Notice how they tell lies. Notice how they want to damage and slander my character. These slave in a barrel, crab in a barrel, slave-minded people. It's time to really wake up. And wake up is not militant and not thinking that you're on an island by yourselves, Black people. But until next time, peace, love, harmony, food. I guess I should say food, shelter, clothing, survival, and I'm out. Peace. Salute to everybody who entered the building. Will's up in the building. Salute, Wills. The Queen Tulsa show. Tulsa, you be coming with it, but come with it. Like reduce the messiness. It is funny. Be funny with the message. Be funny with the message, Tulsa. I see what you be out here doing. Salute. But until next time, I'm exiting the building and I'm going to come live a little later. I'm not worried about who live. I'm not worried about who come in here. I'm worried about getting the message out there. I'm worried about, like our survival. That's more important to me than all of this. I need validation. I need to be important on YouTube. I need to survive. So peace out. Love.